Hey guys, also welcome to another video of mine, Commander Belay, and this is your review for our emphatic victory at the Johan Cruyff Arena. We won, we actually won, and honestly I'm speechless. The biggest win under Frank Lampard's managerial career at Chelsea. His biggest win, won away at Ajax in Amsterdam. Honestly, it's giving me goosebumps, man. We're back. We're actually back, and it's mad. Of course, cop the fresh trim had to be done for today. I copped the trim for today. A massive performance needed, got the fresh trim, and it's given us good luck. Batshuayi, the superhero, the Batman, as he usually does on the Conte, he comes onto the pitch, he makes a difference. He won us the title at West Brom, he won us away at Ajax, he won us the game at Atletico Madrid. He does it in the big occasions. What can I say? That link up. I mean, Lampard today got it tactically spot on. He's so tactically astute. The substitutions were on point. The timing of the substitutions, the impact they made tactically, and even the formation he chose. And I'm going to be speaking about that in the game. But before I do get into it, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're not on here. Make sure you hit the notification so you're notified for every time I do upload, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions. But this victory was needed. I mentioned this before the preview. I predicted a 2-1 defeat. Obviously, I underestimated us. Honestly, I will say that. However, the performance was fantastic. Obviously, there was some times where it wasn't that smooth, but that's natural. It's a big occasion. The biggest game for many of these players, Tomori, Mason Mount, Abraham, and they performed under light, especially Mason Mount. Now, you guys know I'm not Mason Mount's biggest fan. However, credit needs to go where credit's due. He was, in my opinion, the best player on the pitch. You know, it's a very typical Hussam Aouar performance, which I love. If he does this every single week, I have no issue. But it's when he doesn't do these things and he's very lazy and he doesn't, move the balls quickly and he's not really impacting the game. That's when I get a bit frustrated. But today, if he continues his performance, I've got no issue. Mason Mount was superb today. His pressing, the way he moved the ball quickly, his ball progression from deep into those, central areas, into space, into that pockets of space in between the lines was fantastic. Supplying Abraham linking up the play, his strength. The performance overall was phenomenal, and Lampard got it tactically spot on. The formation he chose with the 4-2-3-1, and I think Erik ten Hag, he tried to nullify the threat. He tried to be very clever. Obviously, I did mention he's a world-class manager. The way he sets his team up, and his hyper-intensive press with Ajax, it did work. However, it obviously did work, and that's why we struggled in the first 20 minutes. Hence why Ajax are all over us. They could have easily scored. They obviously scored that goal, which was disallowed by VAR. That's my point, and that's the thing. Jorginho wasn't really in the game, and that's due to Erik ten Hag's tactics. Obviously, he got Donny van de Beek to basically man-mark Jorginho, and when he man-marked Jorginho, it kind of nullified his threat, hence why he was quiet. He couldn't dictate the game, and that's why we're very lethargic for our passing. We lost the ball many occasions, and that's because we couldn't get a grip on the game. Jorginho, he dictates the play, he orchestrates the play, and obviously when he orchestrates the play, he calms the tempo down, he controls the game, and it allows our passing to be much more smoother and fluid. However, with him marked out the game by Donny van de Beek, and that was due to Erik ten Hag's tactics, it disrupted our fluidity. It disrupted our way of moving the ball quickly, hence why we struggled. We were under immense amounts of pressure, and I thought that, lack of experience would have cost us. However, the boys stay strong. Fair play to the youth players. Fair play to Tomori. He had a shaky start, but he got himself up. Zuma's best performance this season. That was a solid rock. Another clean sheet away at Amsterdam. Are you dumb, fam? Are you dumb? We got a clean sheet and an emphatic victory. People will say, it's not that great. It really is, This is an Ajax team, by the way. They got to Champions League semi-final and was seconds away from reaching the Champions League final. Like, this was a team that was hyped up the place youth constantly. That has a world-class manager. Yes, you can say they lost to De Jong, but they made fantastic signings. Quincy Promes. They kept players such as Tagliafico, Dusan Tadic, Donny van de Beek, David Neres, Hakim Ziyech, that everyone's raving about. Onana, who's a top goalkeeper. They've got top players all around the pitch. Plus, we did this away at Amsterdam, and that's why I'm so proud of the performance. I'm so proud of the boys. It was fantastic. And thinking it's only a 1-0 victory, it must have been a boring game to watch. Not at all. The game was fantastic to watch. It was so intense, and that's the issue in the first half. And Joe Cole, who was the pundit for BT at halftime, he put it perfectly spot on. The two teams, they cancelled each other out. We both play similarly, same formation, like to move the ball quickly, high pressing, like to press the opposition, keep the ball in the opponent's half, move the ball quickly, one touch, two touch passing. We cancelled each other out, and I'm not going to lie, we were lucky at times. For example, the VAR goal. Obviously, Ajax made it 1-0. It was then checked later by VAR, and he was literally an inch Promes was literally an inch onside. It was fractions at this point. So he was really unlucky there. So we got away with one there. We always complain about how unlucky we are, and we always say, "Oh, Woodwork FC." But this time we got jammy because in the second half, Martinez, who was the midfielder for Ajax, a corner came in. He flicked it on. Kepa was nowhere near it, and it hits the frame of the post and bounces out. If that goes in, completely different game. And even then, when Lampard made those tactical substitutions, when he used that 4-2-3-1 formation at the start of the game, allowing our fullbacks to basically overlap. And this is, by the way, without our first choice fullbacks. We had Alonso and Azpilicueta, who usually aren't our first choice fullbacks. Obviously, Emerson and Reece James are. Yet they listened to him tactically. They bombed forward. They overlapped the inverted wingers, allowed the inverted wingers such as Hudson-Odoi and Willian at the time to basically cut in on their stronger foots. And he was very clever and tactical, stretching the play, stretching the Ajax fullback Tagliafico. Although, by the way, Tagliafico had a fantastic game. And Mount was crucial. His ball progression into deep areas, into pockets of space, in between those lines. He had a really good chance as well, went near post. So Mason Mount had a very fantastic performance, Pressing was on point, the passing range magical, his vision was very, very good. So I was so happy with Mason Mount. I knew that Mason Mount would play a big part of the game because the way that Lampard likes to evolve the game around Mount, he plays around him. And if we were going to win this game, it would have to be due to Mount, his pressing, his stamina, the way he presses the opposition into forcing them into mistakes, moving the ball. He was essentially our Kovacic with end product. That is literally it, and he was fantastic. His dribbling was really, really good. And I think that Mason Mount really did take his game to the next level. I think it was crucial. Callum Hudson-Odoi, he tried. I love the way that he's direct. He moves into those pockets of spaces and those half spaces. Very versatile, causes fullbacks a lot of issues, very direct, runs at fullbacks, agility, pacey. However, he lost the ball on so many occasions. He lost the possession too many times. And in bigger games with teams that are more clinical, that could be costly, especially in the later rounds of the Champions League. And it really goes to show that home loss against Valencia was simply just a blip, because now we've got Ajax next to home. However, we've done it at Amsterdam. So, fantastic, famous victory. This will go down as a famous victory because, listen, whether you like it or not, this is a top Ajax team, one of the best Ajax teams at the Johan Cruyff Arena away from home, and a clean sheet. You can't ask for better. Michy Batshuayi, even with the substitutions, Frank Lampard got it spot on. He knew at the time that Ajax, they lacked the stamina. Fatigue started to kick in for them, and tactically, having Pulisic, who's a ball carrier, he's very direct, pacey, it would cause a lot of issues for Ajax. He tactically got that spot on his head, tactical masterclass from Lampard, because Pulisic, he runs off the shoulder. He runs as that central playmaker type player. He stretches that defence, runs in behind the defence, knowing that it's a tired Ajax defence, causing obviously stretching the play, leaving those empty pockets of space for Mount to roam in, for Kovacic to roam in, for Batshuayi to roam in, who later came on as well. And the super sub link up, the Dortmund combination between Michy Batshuayi and Christian Pulisic won us the game. Michy Batshuayi, by the way, had an earlier chance where he should have buried that. Unfortunately, he skied it. Not going to lie, at the time, I was fuming because I was thinking, those kind of opportunities are a godsend. You have to be burying those chances. And when he didn't bury it, I was quite angry. However, in the 86th minute, the rest is history. Michy Batshuayi, Pulisic runs down near to the byline, beats a couple of men, drives across into the box, straight into the path of Michy Batshuayi. Michy Batshuayi hits it first time, and he did get a bit lucky here because it did hit the underside of the crossbar. Went in nonetheless, and then the defence after that, Jorginho, the shift he put in, despite him being man-marked by Donny van der Beek, the tackles, the interceptions, he was on point for all of it. Kovacic, transitioning the play, moving the ball, progressing it very, very quickly. Fantastic, emphatic performance by him. And when Emerson gets back, who's more suited to his system, got the pace, a world-class left-back, good positioning, bombing forward, linking up with Hudson-Odoi, and when we get Ruben back, when Reece James is fully adapted to this team and Christian Pulisic adapts to this team, we're going to have one hell of a team, and this is only the start of the journey. It's the beginning of the Frank Lampard era. I'm so excited. The golden generation era. Tomori and Zuma, world-class performances. Kepa, again, another clean sheet for him. Didn't really have much to do. A couple of really, really good saves. Good distribution once again, and I'm so happy with his performance. And like I said, I'm proud of everyone. There was a couple of bad performances such as Alonso, but Azpilicueta, world class defensively. I was so proud of everyone. They worked really, really hard. They tactically got it spot on. Lampard with the formation and the way he liked to, press, hyper intensive press, moving the ball quickly, touches, etc. Utilising the fullbacks correctly. It was all on point, and I'm so proud of the team. Honestly, I've got no complaints. Yes, we did it at the Johan Cruyff Arena, 1-0 to the Chelsea. And yeah, gonna wrap up the review there. If you did enjoy this review, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're not on here. Make sure you smash that like button if you do enjoy this, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions on the game. What was your thoughts, opinions? Another emphatic victory. Hit the bell notification if you're not on here, and I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.